everyone, welcome back to the Undercut podcast and welcome to the post-race reaction/review of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix 2024, Aramco, whatever it's called. What do you think then? So, Saudi, Max wins again?
Yeah, but it was better than Bahrain.
Yeah.
Bahrain was boring. This was a lot better. Down to one man. Kevin Magnussen.
What a man. He made this race interesting, didn't he? Yeah, congratulations.
I mean, you had 20 seconds worth of time penalty, but
that's fine.
That's fine when you provide such entertainment of a five-car battle.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, yeah, K-Mag did as a service mid-race.
Yeah, it was brilliant. It was very interesting. Obviously, you had, I think, first point is Hamilton and Norris, different strategies from everyone else.
Yes, screwed over by the safety car. They didn't feel as though they could double stack, but Red Bull did.
Well, if they double stack, they went further down, wouldn't they?
But it's interesting, isn't it? So, Hamilton and Norris, different strategies. It didn't work out in the end, did it?
No,
they thought they could saw their way back through the field, but the soft tyres didn't seem to be working as well as we possibly thought they would.
No, they didn't. They seemed well off, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, which was really interesting because we thought maybe lighter fuel loads means less stress on the car. Maybe there's a little bit more grip towards the end of the race. The track's obviously getting cooler as the night goes on. We thought maybe this is all playing into the hands of the soft tyres, but obviously it didn't, and they didn't catch Behrman in the end.
They didn't come through, no. They didn't actually gain by that much. What was it? Like they had 12 laps and they caught what, 4 seconds?
Yeah, no, it wasn't that much. But the second talking point, once again, I think is I want to mention Sergio Perez.
Yeah.
And this is a talking point I wanted to bring up only because, and I think we'll talk more about this in the driver ratings.
Yeah.
Is I think after all the stick that he got in pre-season, in testing, last season, all the doubts around him, everyone's kind of clocked out that Sergio won't even have a seat next season. Everyone is saying that Daniel Ricciardo, Yuki Tsunoda, someone else is going to be in that Red Bull seat.
Yeah.
But so far, he's done what he needs to do.
He has done what he needs to do. A better race today, closer to Max. It was 8 seconds before the 5-second penalty, so 13 overall.
Yep.
However, right, obviously, a better race. But Perez, naturally, if you look at over the past few years in that Red Bull, any form of street race, Saudi, Azerbaijan, Monaco, he's there with Max.
He is there.
So it's not like, oh, he's 7 seconds behind. It's a good race. I expect that from Perez because street track, he is that good.
Yeah,
he really is. Now it's going to be interesting. Can he still be 7, 8 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds behind Max? Beat Max maybe in an actual track like a Barcelona.
Well, that's going to be the test, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think personally at this point in time, and I mean people would have said this last season as well because he was winning races as well.
Yeah.
I think at this point in time he's doing what Red Bull need him to, and if he continues this consistency, continues this form, there's no reason why he shouldn't be in the Red Bull next season.
No, there isn't a reason, but you got to remember, the start of last year, Max had 2 wins, Perez had 2 wins.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if anything, his form's dipped from.
But crazy start, obviously before the racing was started. It's the first time Perez started in the top 3 in 19 Grand Prix.
Which is mental.
In that Red Bull, that's crazy.
That's crazy. But, I mean, if anything, that's testament to the fact that he's showing that he's got the capabilities to be there again.
Yeah.
But I think it's a talking point because everyone wrote him off. And Perez is obviously proving the haters wrong at the moment. Like I said, I think we've really got to wait till China, maybe past that.
I think we've got to wait until at least... Yeah, your Barcelona, after Monaco, you got your Austria. Yeah. I think you've got to wait till around there to judge where Perez is at, to see if he has improved from last year.
Yeah. Or
if he is still just not good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, dead right. Third talking point then, I think we've got to talk about, personally, I think is a big talking point, is are the penalties too much?
No. You
don't think so?
No.
Because I thought it seemed a bit harsh. For K-Mag.
Kevin Magnussen's penalty, for what happened, the penalty in itself, even if it was 5 seconds, it was harsh. Because of but that's the rules.
Yeah.
There's no leniency. The FIA came out. They said there's no leniency this year. There's nothing like that. Last year it was 5 seconds, a bit more leniency. This year, no. These are the rules. You stick to these rules. If you break these rules, it's 10 seconds.
Yeah.
K-Mag knew it. He did it. He didn't give the place back. He got the 10 seconds. That's what F1 fans want. Strict rules, guidelines. Drivers know. Teams know. They know. No bending. No changing. You stick to it, and we got what we wanted.
Yeah.
And you can't argue with what FIA did. You can't argue what K-Mag did. Yes, you can argue the move that he did, what caused the penalty. It was harsh to give a penalty for that because it was so tight. He didn't exactly cut a corner, did he? No.
When it came up on the screen, I was like, is K-Man just blown up into turn 1?
Yeah,
like, what's going on here?
I thought he'd done some sort of madness, but no. It was nothing really. It was harsh, but
very harsh.
Them's the rules.
Those are the rules.
Them's the rules.
Those are the rules.
You can't argue with it.
Well, those are the 3 talking points from the race. I feel.
Well, there is one main man that we have not mentioned yet.
Who's that?
Oliver Behrman.
We'll get to him.
No, we need to.
Do we need to talk about him now?
I want a credible mention for him.
Okay, let's talk about him now.
Because Oliver Behrman, P7.
Yeah.
On his debut Grand Prix.
Yeah.
In that Ferrari at 18 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
I'm going to save most of my thoughts for him on the driver ratings.
I will save it for later.
Because I've got a lot to say about
I will
Behrman.
save it for later, but he needs to mention now because wow.
Yeah. Yeah, very well.
Phenomenal.
Did a very good job.
Can't argue with it.
Let's move to the driver ratings then. So the way this works essentially is we're going to score every driver 1 to 5, 5 being the best, 1 being the worst, obviously. We'll base it off qualifying and the race performance, so weekend as a whole. Obviously, things that are taken out of their control, we will take into account. And obviously, mistakes that they made, we will also take into account as well. We always go in championship order, 20th to 1st. So, in 20th position...
hang on now, before we get into it.
Yep.
Make sure you subscribe.
Make sure you subscribe.
And now we'll get into it.
Okay. Subscribe with post notifications on.
Oh, now I've got to make a new notes thing, man. Jesus,
you got to keep note of all of these.
Man, I'm gonna have 24 of these on my phone.
Bro, I've got one of them. I've got it all in one doc.
I don't. Right.
20th, Logan. Well,
we need a spreadsheet.
We do need a spreadsheet. We'll make that. Yeah. Okay, so Logan Sargent.
Logan Sargent. What were we giving him? Where did he finish?
He finished.
So we had Gasly is 16th.
He finished in 16th.
No. He had both stakes behind him. So he's 15th.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I've just thought about this. It's probably easier to go off the race results.
Yeah, 100%.
Because we did this for Bahrain, but we went off the championship results.
Which was the race results. We're going off race results.
We're going off race results. We're changing it midstream.
Right, start Gasly.
Pierre Gasly. Gasly.
So you can't give him a 1 because he didn't race.
No,
it's a gearbox issue. You can't give him a 5. Qualifying is where you expect. You go off just quality. It's where you expected that. You give him a 3.
I give him
That's
a 3,
all you can do because it's just normal, average.
You got to get. It's not his fault.
He didn't race.
He had the qualifying where you'd expect him to be.
Yeah.
Lance Stroll.
Oh,
1.
1.
It's a 1 for me.
Can I give 0?
No. Wait. Yeah, you can.
Why can't I give a 0?
You could give a 0.
He ballsed up qualifying, finishing 10th.
No.
7 tenths behind Alonso.
No, zero's got to be special occasion.
Man was 7 tenths behind his teammate over 1 lap in qualifying. Took him 2-3 laps before he hit the inside wall, broke his front left suspension, and careered it into a wall.
Yeah, it's 1. It's 1 for me.
Man had a shot.
And to be fair, the qualifying, he stinked out the gaff with the quali, but he could have.
It wasn't 2-3 laps; it was 6. But allow it.
He could have had a good race, especially with the different strategies. But obviously, he is what caused the different strategies by pulling out safety car.
He caused that.
So 5 for making it interesting, but 1 for race. Guan Yu Zhou.
See, now it's difficult. Obviously, he didn't really get to compete in quali because of the mistake that he made in FP3.
Yeah, so you have to take that into account.
So you take that into account. He made the mistake. He caused the fact that he had a shit quali.
Yeah.
Which means started last, puts him, probably you give him a 2. Because he made the mistake, but he didn't compete. So it's probably a 2. I'll give him a low 2 for that. However, he was on a phenomenal race.
I'm going to give Guan Yu Zhou a 3.
I'm not finished.
Oh, okay. Oh, I
That's
thought you were
just his
finished.
quali.
Oh, okay.
That's why the however.
Okay,
Not whoever. However.
Okay, go on.
Came in.
Go on.
He had a phenomenal race.
Yeah, up until the mistake from Alpine.
From
Sauber.
Yeah, they fucked his pit stop again.
Yeah, they fucked it.
Phenomenal race. Was up there, fringe points.
Yeah.
And then Sauber fucked it, which you can't argue. He did it exactly how he was supposed to. Amazing race. Ballsed up FP3, which affected his quality. I give him a 3.
He would have come out, if they didn't balls up his pit stop, he would have come out in that pack of Magnussen, Tsunoda.
Maybe ahead with the way Magnussen was driving with everyone behind him.
Yeah, but he would have come out there, and it's such a shame that he didn't. And for that, I'm giving him a 3. Qualifying, obviously, he really ballsed it up.
He caused his downfall.
He had a good race though.
Yes,
he had a good race. Bottas, just
shit quali, shit race. He's got a 2.
A 2 for me. Just
it's not quite a 1 level, but it's a 2.
I think there's some sympathy for Bottas because that Sauber clearly just isn't good enough.
There's got to be some issue there.
Yeah.
Under that Sauber.
But at the same time, I feel like he's being outperformed by Zhou.
A little bit.
I think he is. Like, I
think
he is.
Last week at Bahrain, you can't
was.
take anything into account. No, he wasn't, because he was ahead of Zhou until that 54-second pit stop.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Can't take it into account then. But no, he was outperformed by Zhou a bit.
And then he was ahead of Zhou now because of Zhou's 50-odd second pit stop.
Yeah, that's true. Daniel Ricciardo. This pains me to say, man.
I'm giving him a 1. I'm giving him a 1. He's got
no. Okay. If Stroll's a 1, Daniel Ricciardo isn't a 1.
That's why I was saying Stroll's a 0.
No, because you've got to separate it. 1 is absolute stinker.
Yeah, but then Logan, we said last week, was 1.
Yeah, but that's because
Logan did not have a stinker at all by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, but I amended my result.
Logan had a good race, barring his wheel.
Yeah, but I amended my result last week.
To what?
To a 2.
Yeah, but Logan. That's the thing. Logan had a good race, barring the wheel problem.
Yeah, so I amended my result.
So it's a 3 without that wheel problem.
Well, no, because he's still behind his teammate.
Yeah, but he was literally on his teammate.
For me...
At Bahrain.
For me... I got Daniel Ricciardo bias, that's the issue.
You have got Daniel Ricciardo.
I can't... No, okay, no.
Let me sway you to the 1.
Okay, go on then. Try and sway me.
Yuki absolutely destroyed him in quali.
Yes, he did.
Full on destroyed him.
Yeah, he did. Yuki wiped the floor.
Yeah. In the race. At what point did you actually see Daniel Ricciardo before Kevin Magnussen was holding up 5 cars for about 20 laps? You didn't see him until that point. Ricciardo was miles behind that pack. Didn't even make it through any of them drivers. Still miles behind. Yuki, obviously, he's dropped down. He made a few mistakes, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But Ricciardo was nowhere. He had a stinker race. The only time you ever saw him was because Magnussen went 4 wide in one corner or something.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Ricciardo did nothing. He was just a name.
Yeah.
It was like he wasn't on track. There's no point.
But
it's a 1. He stunk the gaff out. He did.
It's a 2 for me. You haven't quite convinced me. Because
that's got to be the lowest 2 you're ever.
It's a low, it's very low.
The only reason you're giving a 2 is because his name's Daniel Ricciardo.
No.
Yes, it was.
The only reason I'm not giving him a 1.
I'm telling you now, if that's Sargent, if that's Zhou, if that's Stroll that's had that race, that's a 1. That's a 1. That's bias, and you know it.
The only reason I'm not giving him a 1.
And you know I love Daniel Ricciardo.
I know you love
I
Daniel
love
Ricciardo.
him. But I am not biased. I'm not looking through these Jimmy Savile glasses that you've got on. Mate.
Listen!
It's a 1!
No! Wait. Listen.
It's a 1.
Listen. I'm giving him a 2. Right? Because I gave Stroll a 1. Stroll fumbled qualifying.
Yeah, Stroll's had the worst one of the season.
Stroll fumbled it into a wall.
That's why I said give him a 0.
You can't give a 0.
So
It's 1 to 5.
Yeah, that's why it has
So
to be.
Daniel Ricciardo's a 2.
Well, can I give Stroll a 0.5 then?
No, realistically, it's a 1.5 for Daniel Ricciardo.
It's a 1.
So I'm giving him a 2.
No, I'm giving him a 1.
It's 2 from me.
It's 1.
Logan Sargent.
Where did he qualify?
He
qualified 18th,
He qualified 19th.
19th.
He qualified last.
And where's he now?
And he finished 15th. So he had a decent race.
Yeah, but he had 2 drivers go out. So that's
He was
17.
close to Albon the whole time.
He wasn't far behind Albon. That's what you expect.
He kept pace with Albon, which is what you want.
But Albon had damage.
Albon did have damage. For me,
I think the qualifying's let him down, which is why I'm giving him a 2.
it's a high 2 from me. I want to give him a 3, but the qualifying lets it down. Because he qualifies behind the Alpine.
And if you're giving Sargent a 2 for that and Ricciardo a 2 for his, Ricciardo's a 1.
Yeah, but I could
I'm
say...
not backing down from Ricciardo 1.
No, going back to the Ricciardo point, I could say the same thing about Stroll. If I'm giving Stroll a 1, I'm not giving Daniel a 1.
That's why I want to give Stroll a 0.
But you can't give him a 0.
So it's the lowest one you're ever going to see all year from Stroll. Well, actually, Stroll will probably be able to beat that one day.
But hold on a minute.
Allow it.
You are very much... You realise we've got 22 races left of that Stroll coming.
Yeah, I know.
So, hold your horses, sunshine.
At what point does it turn into a 3? Because that's what you expect.
Well, when he gets a 2 for not crashing, we'll talk.
Okay.
It's
Ricardo's a 1.
It's Sargent's a high 2 for me. I want to give him a 3,
Sargent's
but
a 2.
when you're qualifying behind the 2 Alpines, it's not good enough.
Sargent's a 2.
Right, okay, so the second RB finishing 14th, Yuki Tsunoda.
Qualifying, I'm giving him
Banging.
a 4.
Qualifying's a 5 for me. To be able to break into the top 5, to the top 5 that seem to be without out of reach.
I'm doing high 4 for quali, and I'm doing a high 4 for the start of the race, and then he got over ambitious, made a few mistakes, could have done better, got worse. I'm giving him a 3 overall. I think the qualifiers saved him.
For me, it's a 3 for Yuki. I think he's down the middle of the park. Disappointing end to the race. He could have maybe placed his car in it. We saw that you can defend, as Lewis Hamilton showed.
Oh my god, yeah.
Very well around this track. It's if you put your car in the right place, you can defend. Yuki obviously dropped down the field at the end. I felt like he could have got Magnussen, but he didn't.
Yeah.
But qualifying was good, so it's a 3. I think right in the middle.
Yeah.
Esteban Ocon.
Ocon.
I gotta say.
What?
I gotta say.
What? I'm not allowed to say that now.
That was so random. I gotta say, it's a 4.
To be fair, for that Alpine,
I gotta say.
For that Alpine, he had a shit quality, but for that Alpine, well, it wasn't even that bad for
No,
Alpine.
he out-qualified his teammate.
Yeah, it's a 4. It's a 4.
And Sargent.
I'm giving him a 4.
And wasn't far off Bottas.
I think the Magnussen holding everyone up helped him, but it's a 4.
Yeah, he was. It wasn't. And the thing is, once the fight stopped, Albon broke away. He kept it in front of Yuki.
Yeah.
And didn't exactly drop away from Magnussen.
Nope.
He had decent race from Ocon. 4 from me.
Good race.
Obviously, I can't give him a 5.
It's a 4 from me.
But
yeah.
Considering how dog that Alpine is,
Mate, if he gets points, it's a 5.
Oh yeah. 12th, Kevin Magnussen.
Okay, what am I gonna do with you?
This is a weird one. This is a hard one to score.
He didn't have a great quali.
No. He didn't have a great quali. Oh no, he did.
Where did he?
He's 13th. It's not bad.
It's average.
It was alright qualifying.
I think race, obviously he hit Albon.
Yeah.
He did get another penalty. It was a bit harsh, but he did break the rule, and he knew that.
Yeah.
And he actively didn't give it back to Yuki.
He did.
But
for the team.
He did a great job for Hulkenberg to come back out in front of that pack.
Yep.
However, he was nowhere near his teammate this weekend for the race, and you got to take that into account. Yeah, you've got to steer clear on the fact that he made that race interesting. Yeah. As a fan's perspective, he did make that race. He made it very interesting. As a driver rating for his weekend, he was miles off Hulkenberg in that race.
Yeah, you got to give him a 2.
And you got to bear in mind the reason why he outqualified Hulkenberg is because Hulkenberg had that issue.
Yeah, Hulkenberg was going to make it into Q3 by the looks of things.
Yeah.
So I'm giving Magnussen a 2.
I'm giving Magnussen a 2.
And it saddens me to say, and some people will watch this and say, "How are you doing that? He had a fantastic race."
He had a great race at defend. His defending was phenomenal.
Which is, but some credit.
That 100% max credit for that defending. But you've got to weigh into the fact of the mistakes that he made, the accidents that he caused, the active lack of forgetting rules.
Yeah.
Being that far off Hulkenberg, where Hulkenberg can pit and still come out in front of him.
Yeah.
And yet he qualified ahead, but Hulkenberg looked faster in qualifying as well.
Yeah.
Magnussen didn't have an amazing weekend. Defending wise, that's a 4.
Yeah.
Amazing. But as an overall, it's a 2.
Alex Albon. This is a difficult one because I feel like if he didn't have damage, he could have done
better.
He could have done more.
You got to weigh into damage. He did all right.
He did
phenomenal overtake.
Oh my god!
On Yuki, wow!
Yeah, what an overtake that was. He pulled some good moves this race. You've just got to weigh it up, though, aren't you? Like, if he didn't have that damage, would he have been up there with Hulkenberg?
You don't know.
You don't know.
Hulkenberg was that far ahead. You don't know.
Could have been. Can't exactly hit the nail on that head, but you never know. I'm just gonna give him a safe 3. I think it's a high 3. It's close to being a 4. He outqualified his teammate. It was a very good qualifying from Albon. Qualified 12th.
Yeah.
Finished 11th. Had damage. Managed to get past K-Mag. Managed to get past Tsunoda with that amazing overtake.
Yeah.
It's very much up there, but you can't.
I'll give him a 3.
There was nothing special more than that.
Yeah.
So it's 3 for me. Nico Hulkenberg. I'm going to put this out there now, and this is going to be a madness.
If this is...
I'm going to give Nico Hulkenberg a 5 out of 5.
I was about to say the same. That's not really a madness when I say the same.
People are going to say, yeah, but he was nowhere. He only got a point because the rest of them fought. Magnussen helped him out. But you got to remember, he got screwed over by the strategy.
Mm-hmm.
He got screwed over by his failure in qualifying, which he would have reached Q3.
Yep.
He still managed to score points.
Yep.
He would have outqualified his teammate. He's been in front of Magnussen the whole weekend, and he did a madness in the race. It's 5. It's 5. I can't not.
And do you know what? I don't even need to say anything. It's a 5. Anyone who's got a problem, shut up and deal with it.
Yeah. I mean, Hulkenberg's done a madness. Brilliant race from Hulkenberg.
I've chosen attack for this podcast. Fuck him.
Number 9, Lewis Hamilton.
Now, people will say, you've seen Hamilton in 9th.
Yeah.
Stinker.
Yeah. No, it's not.
However, if you watch that race and you understand the tyre differences, the amount of pressure that he was under to keep that McLaren, Oscar Piastri, behind him for that race.
Yeah, a lot of pressure.
Mate, you can't argue with me. That defending was 7-time world champ class.
Yeah.
Best defending.
Yeah.
Phenomenal defending. Qualifying, I think he extracted the most he could out of that car, miles behind George still, which is why I give him a...
Oh.
I'm on the edge of a low 4, high 3.
I'm going to give him a 3 because he was outperformed by his teammate all the time.
That's what's put him
If someone gets outperformed by their teammate, unless... we'll get on to later, unless you're Sergio Perez finishing second and you're Max Verstappen's your teammate, you can't get anything higher than 3.
That's what has put him down.
Yeah. He's a 3 because his qualifying obviously was Butter's compared to George. He got out-qualified by his teammate. But
he did get out-qualified.
His race, he got screwed over by the strategy just like Hulkenberg did, and he put in a phenomenal,
That defending was...
a mad shift to keep Oscar Piastri behind. The experience showing through for Hamilton, and I think you've got to give credit where credit's due. I think it's a 3.
Yeah.
Lando Norris.
3, same as Hamilton. Exact same reasons as well. Got out qualified by his teammate, weaving on the braking. Did have that jump start, but it was deemed okay. I think that's because he did stop and then did not gain any form of advantage at all. He lost.
It's a lower 3 for me.
It's a lower 3 than Hamilton.
Yeah, it's a lower.
But you've got to give Norris credit. He kept it up there.
Yeah, he
with
did well.
The big boys, but more.
It was damage limitation for Lando Norris, I think, after, once again, also getting screwed over by the safety car strategy.
Yeah.
Finished 8th. Couldn't catch Behrman, but I think the soft tyres weren't as quick as everyone thought they'd be at the end.
No.
I don't think that's any fault of McLaren's. I think that was the same for Hamilton as well.
It was. Hamilton looked a little bit faster. I think it was just that first sector, the fact that he was behind Norris.
I think they looked relatively equal, but Norris was quicker in the high speed corners, and then
I think Norris was quicker in the high speed
straight.
corners, and I think the dirty air going through the high speed corners didn't help him. I think if it was the other way round, I think Hamilton may have been further up than Norris. I don't think Norris would have been in Hamilton's DRS where Hamilton was in Norris's.
Well, it's hindsight, isn't it?
It's hindsight, you never know, but...
Of Behrman.
5.
Yeah, no reason. You can't.
It's a 5.
It's a 5, yeah. You can't give anything.
Honestly, what a guy. Yeah. What a legend.
You can't give anything
Get that
5.
man a seat.
Yeah.
Because, wow.
I think Oliver Behrman will be in that Haas next season. I think if Kevin Magnussen keeps putting in stinkers,
if he's not on the grid next season, it's like there's no justice in the world. Like it's a load of shit.
I also want to mention, right?
Yeah.
Barring any underperforming weekends from Max Verstappen, when we come to the end of the season and we do our who is the best performing driver podcast, when we calculate all the averages, Behrman will be first because he's had one race and he's got a 5. Yeah, Behrman will be first. Best driver of the whole season. Come on, Behrman.
Yeah, but you can't say it's the whole season, can you?
No, but he will be first.
Yeah. No,
unless Max somehow gets 5.
You're just like... Yeah.
Would discount Behrman.
Yeah.
But I think that's funny. But yeah, Behrman's a 5. I think he's secured his seat for Haas next season. I think if Hulkenberg keeps outperforming Magnussen and Behrman's up and coming and he showed that he's got what it takes today and yesterday, being thrown in that car, the Haas is waiting for him, I think.
Yeah.
Or like you said earlier, maybe potentially a spot at Audi next to maybe Carlos Sainz.
Yeah. If
they change the driver lineup going in the next few years, who knows?
Yeah.
You never know. George Russell. It's weird from George Russell. Bit of a quiet race. Weird. Didn't really see him most of the time. You know, it wasn't.
He out-qualified Hamilton.
Yeah.
Right. He did out-qualify Hamilton. Qualified 7th, so not amazing. Made a mistake on his final push lap in quali.
Yeah.
Which is why he didn't get a second lap. Didn't do anything in the race. Still behind Alonso, which the Aston Martin did not have pace. Couldn't get into his DRS.
Well,
I think it's a 3 from George.
I mean, I think the Aston Martin didn't have pace, but Alonso had pace. That's the way you got to look at it.
I think it's a 3 from George.
Yeah, I give him a 3. He just a quiet race.
Yeah.
Got a few points. Not bad.
Did the job, innit?
Did the job, yeah.
Did the job.
Fernando Alonso, speaking of.
Alonso, outstanding quali, outstanding race. I'm giving him a 5. He did nothing wrong.
5?
So you're telling me that quali lap was a 5? Yeah?
Yeah.
Was that quali lap, yes or no, a 5?
No.
Right, well...
I tell you why. He went quickest sector 1.
He did go quickest sector 1.
If he just extracted a little more, he could have out-qualified Perez.
Maybe.
So,
maybe he extracted the maximum amount in that Aston Martin.
No. There was a little bit more on the cards.
How do you know?
Because there just were. It was so marginal that there was definitely something somewhere on the cards.
No. P4 in that Aston Martin, 7/10 ahead of his teammate. Absolutely outstanding lap. Fastest in the first sector. that Red Bull was naturally quicker over the whole lap, let alone in the last sector. That Aston Martin, you got to remember, it's still quite a draggy car. And, no, you can't fault it. He's finished 5th. Phenomenal race. Kept George behind. George never even had a look in. Not far behind Oscar as well. It's a 5. It's a 5. It's a phenomenal. It's flawless. It was flawless weekend.
You're the one who usually
I
clowns
know
on Fernando.
I know, and the fact that I'm giving him a 5 tells you something.
I'm gonna give him a 4 because I think it would be a 5 if he finished in front of Piastri.
No, it's a 5. I don't care.
I'm giving him a 4.
Good for you. It's a 5.
Oscar Piastri.
Outqualified Lando, finished 4th. Good race. It's a 4, not a 5.
It's a low 4 for Piastri.
Only because he couldn't get past Hamilton.
Only because it's a low 4. It's almost a 3 actually.
The fact that he couldn't get past Lewis Hamilton on that.
It's a 4 because he outqualified Lando Norris.
Yeah.
But apart from that, he didn't do anything special. But you got to commend that he managed to finish.
You got to
4th.
remember though, he finished P4 in this race.
Yeah, that's why it's a 4. That's why it's a 4.
It's a great race.
No, I'm just saying. I didn't think his race was anything special.
I think we're being a bit harsh there on Piastri.
No, it's a good race.
P4, phenomenal result.
Charles Leclerc.
Got P2, phenomenal lap, quali.
Yeah, it was a good lap again.
P3 in the race. Can't do anything against the Red Bulls. Fastest lap in the race as well.
Yep.
So he did really well there. Not too far behind Perez, really.
Nope.
How far behind was he?
Well, I mean, the end 5 seconds, but
oh, yeah,
5 seconds,
5 seconds,
10 seconds.
Yeah. So, you know what?
I mean, if you give Fernando a 5, you got to give Charles a 5.
Exactly. I'm giving him a 5 because what did Charles do wrong this weekend? He extracted everything out of that car, got P2 on the grid. The only thing that Charles could have done better this weekend is send one down the inside of Max in the first corner.
Yeah, I can't complain. I've got to give Charles a 5 as well. Only because I believe Fernando would be a 5 for me if he finished in front of Piastri, which he was 3 seconds behind at the end of the race. I think that would have been a 5 for me because that is best of the rest. Charles obviously can't, discounting the Red Bulls, Charles is the lead car. So, you can't ask for anything more. I don't think we expect anyone else to be in front of either of the Red Bulls. So it's a 5. He once again managed to out-qualify one of the Red Bulls.
Yes.
And finished on the podium with the fastest lap. It's 5.
Nothing wrong.
It's a 5. He has to be for Charles Leclerc.
Yep.
Sergio Perez.
P3 in quali.
Yep.
P3 in the race.
It's a 4.
It's a 4, not quite a 5.
Should have qualified second for it to be a 5, but once again, good performance from Sergio
race.
Perez.
Not far behind Max
Can't
either.
complain.
I mean, the 5 seconds makes it look worse, but he wasn't far behind Max.
Well, it wasn't his fault.
No,
it was his team's fault.
It wasn't. It wasn't far behind Max. So it's It's a 4.
No, it's fine. Yeah, 4. And Max Verstappen, you got to give him a 5, haven't you? You can't not. It's dominant.
No, I'm giving him a 4.
You can't give Max.
He didn't get fastest lap. It's a 4.
That's mad.
He didn't get fastest lap. He didn't lead every lap. And he didn't lap half of the field.
Man's led 45 laps, won the race and got pole, and he's not got a 5.
He didn't get fastest lap. He didn't lap Kevin Magnussen. Man's a 4.
No, it's a 5.
I know it's a 5. I'm just trying to clutch at straws here. Just leave me alone, man.
Yeah, Max has done a madness
it's
again.
A 4.
There's nothing to say more to about Max in that. You know what I mean? He's done a madness. But yeah, so that's our driver ratings. Obviously, let's move on to driver of the day. Obviously, Oliver Behrman, I think we've got to say. Yeah. So your 3 candidates for driver of the day, from where we're concerned, or 4 in your case, are Oliver Behrman.
4 in my case.
Yeah. Oliver Behrman, Nico Hulkenberg, Max Verstappen, or Fernando Alonso, or Charles Leclerc. 5. I'm giving to Oliver Behrman.
Oliver Behrman.
Yeah,
mate,
has to be.
You're stupid if you're not giving it Oliver Behrman.
Yeah, Oliver Behrman. He has to have driver of the day. It's
Yeah.
Flop
Anyone
of the day?
comes at me and says that it's not Oliver Bearman, you don't know F1.
Yeah, no wheel knowledge. Flop of the day. You also have no wheel knowledge if you don't get this right. 3, 2, 1. Lance Stroll. No, come on. Don't tell me.
No, I knew it was Lance Stroll.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who are you cooking up? What are you cooking up?
I just wasn't saying anything. Like, was it needed? No. Exactly. Like it was pretty obvious.
Yeah, Lance had a stinker. I think close second is Daniel Ricciardo.
It's a 1.
It's not a 1, but he is a close second for flop of the day. He is.
Yeah.
Daniel Ricciardo is close second.
Yeah,
he also spun, by the way.
Yeah, he did.
Karun
Can that give you the 1?
Karun.
Can that give you the 1?
No, because he didn't.
He spun on his own.
Yeah, but
No one was anywhere near him, and he spun.
If he hit the wall, it would have been a 1, but he didn't. He kept it on the wall. If Karun was trying to defend his case, being like, "Oh, I think someone hit him," no one was behind him.
That's what you're doing. You're trying to defend his case.
Boo! No, right.
It's a 1 this weekend. It's a 1.
2 for Daniel for me.
It's a 1.
2 for Daniel.
It's a 1.
But Logan would have got 1.
It's a 1.
Thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure once again. Like and subscribe. Any final thoughts?
No, I'm done. I'm ready to eat.
Right. Peace!